These guys sell just about the same thing the local straw market sells. So if you think you walk the five blocks down, you can walk right over here. And as you can see, it is an open flea market. So check it out. Now start my tour when I reach downtown Bay Street, the oldest street in Nassau. And I'm going to tell you folks all about that. So just give me a second. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. It's a big fine over here.
Just the front seats, huh?
Yeah, just the front. Just the front. Now, okay, I'll start my tour in the same area right here. I'll repeat that again. I'll start my tour in the same area over here. Now over here to the left-hand side, it's a very, very important area, the same square, which is called Waltham Square. You'll ask me why it's so important. Well, the reason why it's so important, when the locals protested against the government, this is where the locals come and stand or sit down and protest right in this area here to the left-hand side. Now, I'll reverse back so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Now looking at that bronze statue right there, if you look over here to the left, looking at that bronze statue, it's the first Bohemian Governor General when we got our independence on July 10th of 1973. His name is Samuel B. Butler. He's no longer with us. He has passed away 50 years ago. Now looking at those two trees on the left side and the right side. Those two trees are very important trees. Those two trees are our national tree, which is called a Lipton Whitey tree. A Lipton Whitey tree. Now why is it so important? Well, the reason why it's so important, because during the early 1400s, they would use that as penicillin medicine during that time, and also blue dye. Now come back over here to the right. Looking at this building right here to the left. It's our Senate building. We have the upper chamber, and we also have the lower chamber. That little building right there is this little building right here is our judge's headquarters. Now come back here to the right. This building here to the right. It's our House of Parliament. It's where they make the laws and also break the laws. Now like I said, folks, this is our main street, Bay Street, the oldest street in Nassau. Well, why it's called Bay Street? The reason why it's called Bay Street, folks, because it used to be a bay back in the early 1400s. Yes, all of this was water. All of these buildings are standing. All of this was water. It was a reclaimed land. They filled it in with conch shell. Now the stores downtown Bay Street opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, closes at 6 o'clock in the evening. After 6 o'clock, everything is shut down. Now that's before the pandemic time, and that's before my time. Now for what reason, I don't know. It's only downtown. To the left-hand side, this sign says Bonjour SC Rescue. It used to be our very first international airport back in the 1920s. During that time, we traveled by seaplane. It would take us 2.5 hours from Florida to Nassau. Now it take us roughly 45 minutes from Florida to Nassau. The closest island in Florida is called Liberty, which is only 50 miles away from West Palm Beach. Over here to the left-hand side, the stadium right here is our beach soccer stadium. And welcome to the Sydney Patriots Bridge, folks. As you folks should know, the Sydney Patriots are located at one of our family island, which is called Cat Island. Now make sure to take those cameras out because you're going to take some photos of your beautiful cruise ship over here to the left-hand side. Okay, folks, get those cameras out now. I'm going to slow it up, get those cameras out. a beautiful cruise ship. Up to the left. I'm going to pause here for a second or two, and I'm going to explain these hotels to you good folks. Now look straight ahead with a Dreaming flag are flying. That hotel is the oldest hotel on this property. That hotel right there, during that time was called the Junkanoo Beach. The middle hotel is the second oldest hotel on the island. Also during that time, it was called the Rose Palace Island Hotel. Now, those two hotels were built back in 1960. They were completed back in 1963. And after they were completed, you had a lady by the name of Mrs. Mary Kelly, a local Bahamian. She leased the property, that's before it was developed. She leased the property for 30 years. Well, after our lease was up, you had guys like Merv Griffin. You folks should know about Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin leased the property for the next 30 years. Also, Merv Griffin had an airport on this property. It is still over there. After Merv Griffin lease was up for 30 years, you had Mr. Donald Trump. He leased the property for 1 year, from 1980 to 1981. After Mr. Donald Trump lease was up, you had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Saul Kirshner, a South African, who came and developed the whole entire property, the resort. The first hotel he built was that hotel right there. It was called the Royal Towers, a very popular hotel. The second hotel he built was that middle hotel, which is called the Cove. Most of the celebrities sang so at that hotel. Also, it's a very expensive hotel. This last one over here, they're mostly their homes. Their homes, okay, mostly like timeshares. You have your kitchen, you have your laundry room. It's more like a family home. Also, all of these timeshares down here, these colorful timeshares, they're all timeshares. And they were all being built by Mr. Saul Kirshner. Mr. Saul Kirshner is a gentleman who came and developed the property. Now, half the property is the resort, and the next half is the residential area. Over here on the eastern end of the island, all our residential area. Over here to the left, you have my Carnival. Now you have two. You have one downtown Nassau, and you have one on Atlantis. Now, what we'll be driving under? We'll be driving under 50 feet of water. All of those yachts and pleasure boat that comes out of Nassau Harbor, coming to Atlantis, will all sail on top of what we're going to drive under. We'll be driving under 50 feet of water, and like I said again, folks, all of those yachts and pleasure boat, which comes out of Nassau Harbor, coming to Atlantis, will all sail on top of what we're going to drive under. We're only going to be driving under for about 5 seconds, folks. But sometime it leaks, guys. As you can see, folks. Oh yeah, it's very slippery when it's wet, folks. Very, very slippery. Very dangerous, folks. Now, all of this, folks, would have been wasteland. All of this. And like I said, the gentleman by the name of Saul Kirshner, he came and he developed the whole entire property. Now first I'm going to start down here on the east, partly on the west. got to do. Now, I don't know if we're going to have some good folks standing at this security booth, but let's give it a try. Now we have a lady here, she's a hard cookie, man. Very hard cookie. Hangs out at this hotel. And you have to be 18 years of age to enter this hotel. Now 18 is the legal age on the island. Once you reach the age of 18, we consider you as an adult. Also, we have dolphin ski here to the right-hand side. Now, before the pandemic, the tourists would buy excursion tickets to swim along with the dolphins. Now, since the pandemic is no longer, they don't do it anymore, I guess, until everything is settled down. And this is dolphin ski over here. Oh, they put on a very, very, very beautiful show. Okay? Now, like I said again, before the pandemic, we would bring the tourists here and they would spend the whole day at dolphin ski. But now, they don't do it anymore. The only person utilize the dolphin ski is those guys who live on the property. During that time, they called it the Michael Jackson Suite. But after they got off Michael Jackson, they changed the name. They changed the name to the Good Suite, where they charge you 25 grand a night. Now, it was backed up for the past 2 years, but during the pandemic, they had to shut it down, and they had to refund the people back their money. And like I said, folks, this is the hotel, everything happens here. You have your casino, you have your nightlife, you have your water park. Also, you have the largest water park in the whole entire Caribbean. You have the largest seafloor aquarium in the whole entire Caribbean. Over 10,000 different fishes and species. And again, folks, like I said, before the pandemic, we would have stopped to give the tourists 20 minutes to just browse around the property. Now, all of those, like I told you earlier, they're all timeshare. Now, what we drive under when we were coming under here? We drive under the same body of water right there. See that body of water right there? That's what we drive under. And we got to drive back under that body of water. And all of those yachts that comes out of Nassau Harbor would come into Atlantis, all sail through that channel and enter right into Atlantis. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's all free. Now, mostly sometime when we have holidays, locals then want to bring their kids to swim along with the dolphins, and they want to spend a weekend on Atlantis. Yeah, well, this is the hotel they comes to. Comfort Suite, folks. Very, very, very nice, very clean, very decent, very reasonable, folks. Right now they have a discount for the locals. Let's see if we can drive through. Sometimes these guys just be tough. That bridge over there. The reason why they built that bridge over there to relieve the traffic. And also we had to pay 25 cents to walk over this bridge. They just stopped charging you about 5 years ago. Now we have 700 of these beautiful islands, over 2,000 rocks and keys. Out of 700, folks, there are only 18 that are inhabited. And those 18 are Grand Bahama, Abaco, Elutra, Bibili, Cat Island, Long Island, Maguana, One Key, Spanish Rock, San Salvador, Nassau. Now, Nassau is the capital of all. Nassau is one of the smallest of all. Nassau is only 7 miles long, 21 miles wide. Our whole entire population of those inhabited islands I called a while ago is 400,000. I'll repeat that again. Our whole entire population of those inhabited islands I called a while ago is 400,000. 3/4 of the population reside right here on the island, whilst the rest is scattered around those different inhabited islands. The largest island in the Bahamas is called Atlantis, which is only 15 minutes by plane. All depends on the weather. It'll take you a plane, it'll take you an hour to an hour and a half. Now they don't let you folks, you folks can drive from state to state, because, islands are surrounded by water. If we want to go to those different inhabited islands, we travel by those boats downstairs over there to the left. Can't see much now because there's unseen. Those boats down there carrying freight, cargo, and passengers. We have a name for those boats. We call those boats mail boats. Now over here to the right-hand side, these are all our local fishing boats. Come back over here again. Looking at these little boats over here again. These are all our local fishing boats again. Now our catch of the day is saltwater eating fish. Saltwater eating fish. The names, you have the groupers, the snappers, the grunts, the turbots, the goggle eyes, the jocks. They're all local saltwater eating fish found right here in the Bahamas. Also, as where we buy our catch of the day. Just go to the local fisherman and tell the local fisherman what kind of fish you are buying. Whatever fish you are buying, he goes in as well. Now, if you want the local fisherman to clean the fish for you, he clean it right there. Or if you want to take your fish home and clean it yourself, you take your fish home and clean it yourself. Also, is where we buy our local fruits and vegetables under the same bridge. And all of these are local restaurants. Our local dish is peas and rice, steamed fish, macaroni and cheese, fried plantain. That's our local dish. And you only get that dish on a Sunday. If you were to come to Nassau, you would go to a local home, that's what you would be eating. Now, everybody don't cook it the same way. Some folks grill it, some folks bake it, some folks stew it, some folks steam it. Yeah, everybody don't cook it the same way. They said again, it took over 600 men, women, and children to carve this rock in the staircase. During that time, it was in a modern material. No tea break, no coffee break, no lunch break, no unions. It was 18 to 21 hours of hard labor work. And it was 600 men, women, and children. Only 200 survived. Now we have 3 forts on the island. We have Fort Montague, which sits on the eastern of New Providence, which is one of the smallest fort on the island. You have Fort Fincastle, which sits in the center of Nassau. You have Fort Charlotte, which sits on the western end of the island. Now these forts played a major role during the early 1400s. This is where those parts would hang out to protect their country. But we never had any invasion. They said that the French were supposed to come, but the French never did showed up. Now looking at this water tower, it is the tallest point on the island. It is 120 feet above sea level. It used to supply the city of Nassau with 83,000 gallons of fresh water. It's no longer in working condition. What they use this tower for? They use this tower for they use this tower for radio signals and also television signals. Now here's what I'm going to do. For those folks who...
One minute, I'm just waiting on the rest. Give me a minute, I'm just waiting on the rest. Okay.
with it. You just text that.
Oh.
How you doing today, buddy? Welcome. Come right over, take a look. We got some nice carvings on sale, guys. Welcome to the Bahamas.
The tour starts right inside this room. We're going to get started shortly. Just giving everyone a chance to catch up. Be sure to sanitize on your way in.
That middle building right there, it's our Supreme Court. Now this fellowship on the building right here, our very first jailhouse, folks, our very first jailhouse, 1873. It also used to be a public library. It would have been the oldest public library in the whole of the Carnival Bahamas. It's no longer a library, but you use it as a local museum now. Now looking at this building right here, like I told you folks, we would have been on sort of limestone, as you can see. Now, if you would have been in this poor area, some of those homes in the poor area are still being built like that, and they are still being occupied by the locals. Over here to the left-hand side is where you get your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, your death certificate, are all located right here in this building. And Bank of the Bahamas. It's a government bank. It's a local bank. On the third floor of that building is our PVC court. It is the highest court in the land. Looking straight ahead, it's our central bank, our monetary bank. Our currency over here is dollars and cents, Bahamian. I repeat that again. Our currency over here is dollars and cents, Bahamian. One Bahamian dollar is the same as one American dollar. 1 for 1. So you guys don't have to stress yourself out. Over here to the left-hand side, over here to the left-hand side, the only Presbyterian church on the island. Now you folks have the White House in Washington, but we have the government house here in Nassau. As you can see, the color of the government house is pink. Okay, it is pink. It sits on a 10-acre property, which is called Fitzwilliamville. Our Governor General, he invites tours from the various cruise ships, the various different hotels at the end of each month. Also a police retreat. Over here to the left-hand side, like I told you, we have two migrating wells. One is on Atlantis and one is downtown Nassau, which is called the Pint.
This is actually developed. Where are you from?
Now, I know you folks like to know what the colors of our flag represent. Well, the colors of our flag represent the aqua, represent our crystal clear blue waters. The gold represent our golden sun. The black triangle represent the strength and unity of the people. If you look over here to the right, you're going to see that American flag is flying. Well, that's where the American embassy is located.
Yeah, there looks to be a pretty cool discussion. I can look here. Did you think? I remember some of the crowds. You know they do that.
Now we are heading back to the cruise ship. It was a pleasure being with you good folks. And thank you folks very much. You folks have a beautiful, a blessed, and a safe cruise back to your country. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody still want to eat that local food? I'm going to show you exactly if you want to eat some local food on the island. The island food, I'll show you exactly where you can go because it's very close to your cruise ship. It's walking distance from your cruise ship. Now, Senior Pro just recently opened about 3 weeks ago. But it's been closed for the past 2 years. It's just recently opened, folks.
But that'd be nice.
What is this thing? You just can walk right across the street and show you this morning. It's much more closer to your cruise ship.
Yes, they are. It's like Mexico.
I don't know. I think we have to get on the ship together to get all of our bottles. Yeah, so we have to get all the ship together. Yeah.